Hey, everybody. Getting this poll question in here real quick. Get that poll in there. We're starting 2 more minutes at 10 o'clock. We'll chit chat for about 20 minutes or so. Come on in. How you doing? Hope you're doing okay. My goodness, it's been rainy and stormy here on the East Coast. Some of that Hurricane Debbie, tropical storm, whatever they want to call it. It's kind of like the remnants here in the greater Baltimore area right now. But I'm glad you're coming in. Get a cup of water, get a cup of tea, sit back, relax. Let's have a discussion. How you doing? I'm Franklin of Hospitality Rockstars Media. And welcome in. It is just about 10 o'clock. I want to say hello to you all. Hope you're doing okay. Check it out. We want to talk about vulnerability. We want to talk about what that means, what it looks like, what it looked like in my life. We want to have deeper connection to our community because it's because of you. We're celebrating many wins here at your Hospitality Rockstars right now. We're celebrating, what is that, a shadow? Look, a shadow. That's weird. We're celebrating some wins here at Hospitality Rockstars. We have over 1,000 total comments on our videos. And that's all thanks to you. When we strive to answer every single comment, right here on YouTube, over 1,000 comments. We have over 300,000 total views. I think we're pushing more toward now 350,000 total views. We just launched our over 500th video. So we're over 500 videos now. I think we're at 506 with this one. And if you want to leave any comments, if you want to have a deeper conversation, yes, we answer all the comments here on YouTube, but also feel free to leave us a DM at Hospitality Rockstars Media on our Instagram. If you want a deeper dive, if you want to have more of a one-on-one discussion with our team, even myself, about some of the topics we talk about here after hours when we're not just pushing food and travel and all kinds of great stuff, when we're having deeper community. If something strikes you as curious, find us on Instagram, Hospitality Rockstars Media. Well, chit chat with you. We're so glad you're here. Hey, listen, just so you know, this is a sad anniversary of sorts right now. Let me just still myself here. I remember 16 years ago. It was 2008. And I remember I was living in an apartment at the time, and I woke up and I remember literally waking up to, I had a BlackBerry phone and I had 3 missed messages. One was from my father, one was from my mother, and one was from my oldest sister. So I sat up in my bed and I said, okay, something's amiss. You don't get this many missed calls from family members. I called my father and he was crying on the phone. And his words to me were this: she's gone, man. She's gone. My younger sister, Renee, had taken her life. She was a flashy, bright light in the family, energetic, beautiful, talented homeowner, beautiful daughter, beautiful sons. And she took her life. And I remember driving to Massachusetts with my father and my mother, my stepmom, and getting up there, and things were just a mess. It was a mess. It was just terrible. I learned something that day. I learned something that I have been practicing for the better part of, I guess at that time, it would have been right around 7 years. And we're talking about vulnerability. You see, earlier, around 2001, 2002, I got involved in a program that helped me get my life back on track from addiction. And another watershed moment took place. I remember it was Thanksgiving. Now, my mom, and stepmom says it was Christmas, but it doesn't matter. We were in a circle in my father's kitchen about to pray. And before we prayed, we wanted to go around the circle, as has become our tradition. And each family member had a chance to say something. I remember one person shared something very vulnerable and tender. Someone else shared something very vulnerable and tender, like really stuff that people swear they're going to take to the grave or leave on the inside and not share with anyone. And then the circle came around to me, came to my turn. I remember telling my family in that Thanksgiving pre-meal prayer, I said, I just want my family to know that I'm struggling with a drug addiction and I need help. Well, almost 21 years later, I haven't returned. I want to talk about vulnerability. I put a poll question in. If you want to answer it, feel free. If you just want to dial into the chat, if you're visiting after this live, it's okay. But I want to ask the question anyways. Do you believe vulnerability can lead to a deeper freedom in your life? One thing I know about today is, and I say this often in some of the circles with some of the men that I'm coaching, and, I'm in hospitality. I see plenty of people just from all walks of life, from all over the world. And I can tell you this, for the most part, everybody's hurting. Everybody's going through something serious. Everybody's going through something sad. Everybody wants to have their voice heard. Everybody is holding something in. That would be better if they got it out. There's a quote, and I don't know if it's verbatim, but I like it. It says, "Whoever is the most vulnerable experiences the deeper levels of freedom." So vulnerability equals freedom. Now just ask yourself the question, are you in your circles, in your tribe, with your friends, with your family members, are you free to express everything that's going on with you? Or are you like one of those that's holding stuff in? Like, I can tell you vulnerability has made a remarkable difference in my life in every area. And now I get to be that with my beautiful bride, Rhonda, right? I get to share that in tender moments with strangers. And sometimes with the stranger, the benefit is you're not going to see that person again, but you're still getting it out. You're still learning to give words to those deepest things inside your soul, right? Like it matters what it is, but we're not meant to hang on to these things and trying to figure them all out on our own. I want to say that there's a scripture verse that talks about that if we confess what's going on the inside of us, those things that we don't want to tell anybody, some people call it faults, sins, habits, whatever those things are. If we confess those things and pray for each other, we're going to experience a healing. I mean, check it out. If you share that stuff with someone and then you pray for each other, you're going to experience a healing. And then this verse goes on to say that the prayers of people who are like that, listen to this, are more powerful than those who keep everything on the inside. Are you vulnerable? What are you hanging on to? What's beating you up today? Politics, jobs, addiction. I want to encourage vulnerability. I want you to know that what you're going through, what you're feeling, what you're experiencing matters. There's no way that I can get up in front of a camera or I can fake it. I've been, fake it till you make it. That holds some merit. But I do a lot of speaking in front of people and cameras and cooking. And one of the things that is most liberating to me is when I open my mouth and share what's going on in my inner landscape, what's happening on the inside. And if you don't do that, you might identify with this. You have periods of where you feel paralyzed by not being able to move forward in something. But what if that freedom is just on the other side of you opening up and sharing what's going on the inside of you? I like the simple definition of vulnerability: taking a calculated risk, emotional risk in your social paradigm, sharing something with someone, not necessarily to hear them fix it, but to get it outside of you. That stuff left inside of you is toxic. And then it comes out in wayward ways. Can you identify with that? Think about it. If you're not sharing it, then you might end up acting amiss with a spouse or a friend, or not being able to perform your best in a job or a job interview, right? Or whatever those things that you're putting your hands to, whatever it is you're trying to build up and grow. Sometimes, most times, when you're not vulnerable and you have all this toxicity on the inside of you, you can't be 100% yourself. Now, I've gone to meetings for a long time, recovery meetings, and one thing I know from just paying attention to people, that people who actually share on a deeper level, they actually experience more freedom. Desperation and pain are indicators that you might need to open your mouth. Can I repeat that one time, guys, ladies? Desperation and pain are indicators that you just might need to open your mouth. And God is nearest to the brokenhearted. That's no secret. We know this. And those 16 years ago, I needed to find community. In fact, before I drove home to get with my family to begin the process of grieving my sister, I had to, right here in my home state, get vulnerable with some people, like literally blowing up their phone. Hey, I am stuck. I don't know what to do. And what that did, it got me ready to receive the healing and freedom that was on the other side of that pain. Let's take a break for a second. I got this package in the mail today. We're going to be opening this in just a little while. It came from a chef. He called me on Monday. We had a meeting. He said, hey, what's up, Mama? He said, I'm going to send you something. See if you can't use it and help us out. So we're going to open this at the end of this call. I want to share secrets. I like sharing secrets with our audience. Guys, Rhonda and I and our whole team at Hospitality Rockstars, we adore our audience. I hope that comes through in our videos. I hope it comes through that we're not just like other content creators, but that we care about our audience. Like literally. Like, why else would I tell you to run over to my Instagram DMs and say, yo, I can identify what you're saying and we can chat it out. Book a call. Walk in freedom. Life is meant to be experienced. So, vulnerable. Do you think that if you just opened up and shared something, like I can tell you, there's some times that I was really stuck. And have you ever been in a dark space? Have you ever been in a dark space? I would ask you, what made the difference? I was about to go to bed until I saw you were live. Can't stay long, but wanted to support real quick. Mama, yes. Yeah. Thank you for supporting us real quick. Whatever you can say in chat, we're reading them. We answer. We love you. I've been in some dark spaces, folks. Yeah, I'm one of those vulnerable content creators. Yeah, Rhonda knows. My family knows. In fact, I gotta sometimes, not just yet. Hold up. Here's one. Listen to me. If you have to leave this chat right now, if you get nothing else, you'll see this. You can watch it later. Hear this. Pain shared is pain lessened. I know someone's going to watch this video sometime tomorrow or the next day. Our lives are doing okay. They're getting anywhere between 30 to maybe 150 views, which is cool because we're really branded about food and travel and hospitality. But we want real life-changing, life-saving community. Man, I was in a dark space, suicidal, 8 years old in the 70s. Yes. I relate. Don't get me emotional before I open up this package. And I am emotional. My wife knows I am. She says she's a life and health coach. Life in the Hard Places for women, lifeinthehardplaces.com. For any women, go to her website, check her out, book a call, no cost, complimentary. But I've been in some dark spaces. You guys know my story. I divorced. I was dark, painful. Imagine going through all that without putting medicine on top of it. Medicine like alcohol or substance. You just got to feel it. I'm smiling today. Shout out to Dr. Judd. She got my teeth looking right. Amen, Dr. Judd. Pain shared is pain lesson. I was like crying out with no one to hear me, but God and power of love and pulled me through. Oh, God. Yes. Yes, yes, and yes. I love my sister, Renee. I hated to see that look on my mother's face. I can never unsee the look on my mother's face when I saw her for the first time after Renee ended her life. But I can learn a powerful lesson from that. Are you learning lessons? Do you learn lessons from the good times or from the scary times? All right, what time is it? All right, 10:15. We're doing good. If you're just coming in, is this resonating? Throw a thumbs up, throw a comment in. Don't be afraid. Don't be invisible. A lot of people loved Renee. She was a bright, and Renee and I will show you a picture. There's a picture on my Facebook. We're so much alike, high energy, right? But when nobody was looking, it got dark. Me and my family were suicide survivors. Yes, Mama. Fell in love with yourself. I love myself too. I do. I've been through a lot, and I'm still here, stronger. Inviting people to come up higher. So we have just a sidebar. We have our kitchen island coming in 3 weeks. Shout out to my brother Stevie in Florida, Stevie, Terry, and Max. They're gonna buy me some stoves to go on top of the island. So when I cook my recipes, you guys can see me and the food at the same time. We're leveling up for our audience. And we're still gonna have real discussions. You see this, guys? This is that I care. This is that, my tears, they water the ground of my health. I didn't think I'd make it to be 35, but vulnerability. Here's vulnerability. If you have to say it in a nutshell, here's vulnerability. How you doing? I hurt. Stop saying fine. If you don't have words, just go like this. I can use a hug. Remember the pandemic, we couldn't hug? Here are her feet. Remember the pandemic, we couldn't hug? How cold that felt? I remember being able to hug again at the end of 2021, 2022. So instead of saying, get rid of fine. Nobody's fine. Look at the world. Nobody is fine. Nobody is fine. Elon Musk isn't fine. The homeless woman holding her kid on the corner by the Walmart asking for $1 is not fine. but we get better. We find that our space, our voice, where we belong when we connect back to the creator of all things. And then we can be boldly and courageously honest. How you doing? Having a rough day, man. I smile when I'm upset and laugh if I'm mad. So it throws people off. No one knew I wasn't fine. I know, me, no. Strangers, how you doing? I'm here. I'm surviving today. I may not have a lot of words. I want you to know I'm going to do my best, but it's a rough day. I hate the news, you know? I hate the way I feel on my inside. I hate that last conversation I had with my best friend. I'm scared. Those are superpower words. Those are superpower words. People that speak like that, this is what my coach, shout out to Sophia Sam. I love what this young guy is doing. Love what he's doing. The vulnerable are the most powerful. I want to share a discussion I had earlier. I won't even timestamp it. I was talking to someone and I was inviting them to help their communities go deeper. Like whatever community you're part of, whether it's a meeting, a coaching circle, a group, a church inner circle, right? A quilting circle, whatever it is. And you're having the conversations that kind of like live right there on the surface. We're going to open this packet, by the way, real soon, by the way. You're having those conversations that are on the surface, but you sense in your spirit that everybody just is like not being honest with their emotional selves. Do you know that it takes one person to get vulnerable to change the entire dynamic of a room? And that is where healing lives. I was talking about the book of Acts today with a friend of mine, talking about, the first church, they had everything in common. And they started like just sharing everything. When they were doing one of these things, sharing everything, guess what happened? God himself came down and filled that room and everyone inside that room, and they started doing miraculous things. Check this out. How much more, okay? How much more if you're in a space and people are not there, they're living in the I'm fine syndrome. All of them, I'm fine. Oh yeah, it's a beautiful day outside. Oh yeah. What did you have for dinner? One person gets vulnerable. The next person gets vulnerable. The next person gets vulnerable. And before you know, you have this space where you have all things in common, just like in that first church, right? Check it out, right? Check it out. And then healing, miracles come down and healings descend and lives are changed. This is my experience. That's why over the past almost 25 years, I've had several people, hundreds, scores, maybe 100, maybe 80, maybe 120, come up and say, hey, man, do you mind if I jump in your pockets for a couple of months, a couple of years? I want to get some things right. And I kind of trust you because you put it all out there, Frank. I was going to say, bro. I'm like, come on, get in my pockets. Well, obviously now I'm busy running a beautiful company, Virtual Campus Productions, LLC. But you can still dive in the way things are done today, 2024, 2025. Dive into my DMs. Instagram, follow us. We're not scared. Yeah, we're food. Yeah, we're media. Yeah, we eat. Yeah, people pay us to do this and that. Yeah, we brand things out. But we're also real people trying to inviting people to have a better quality of life. Get in my DMs. Hospitality, rock stars, media on Instagram. Find us everywhere, really. Just use that same word. Find us. We have a team of people. I got a powerful trauma coach who's now working with our brand. Shout out to Coach Liz. Child. Shout out. Got the whole package. Change and vulnerability is a great thing. Okay, now I don't want to just get long-winded. You probably heard what I was going to say. So we got this thing in the guys. We love you. We share like this because we care. We want you to experience all that you're supposed to get on this earth until before you get to the next one, before you get to heaven where God goes, right where He lives. Have the best one on. Now let's open up our mystery package. Came in the mail today. Have Instagram and don't understand how to use it. Shake my head. I'm gonna help with that. Send me a comment and I'm gonna send you info@hospitalityrockstars.com. Email me, Marmar. info@hospitalityrockstars.com. Email me and we're just gonna do our thing. Same thing for anybody out there. That's my email. I pay for it, might as well use it. All right, we got a package in the mail today. Shout out Chef Antoine. What you got? People laugh at me. It's okay. So we got a package. Can y'all hear that? Package reveal. Get vulnerable. See, let me see. Kind of like this package, right? There's something in here. And if it stays inside here, it'll never be used to its fullest effect. Let's go. Let's go, y'all, right? Let's go. Y'all like this? It'll never be used to its fullest effect. You want it to have value. You want to see the paper is in and of itself is of no value. It's what's on the inside that's of value. Sound familiar? Like how God loves us? It's on what's on the inside. If it's on the inside, you're good. If it's not on the inside, get it on the inside of you. Let's cut it open. And it didn't come Amazon, by the way. It came snail mail. And it took 2 days. Shout out to the USPS. Y'all work hard for us. Y'all charging off of them stamps. All right, Chef Antoine, what you got in this package? All right, let's do it together. Can y'all see this? I don't even realize that today was that. Yes, Tanika. I love you. Love you, cousin. Here's what's in the package. Be vulnerable. Free yourself. Oh, look at this. This is from our table to yours. Amazing entrees. Chef's blend. All natural. No preservatives. No MSG. So we just have a package mailed to us. And obviously I'm a chef, and I throw down in the kitchen. I cook for my family. I cook for my bride. I cook for anyone coming to my house, right? So Chef Antoine Thomas wants us to give this a spin. And I will report back to all of us. It's going to be a busy weekend. I'll cook maybe Sunday night live. The island's coming. The stoves are coming for your YouTube channel. But we're going to use some of this. I imagine using some of this. Look at that, guys. And I'll tell you where to find it all that time. He just gave this to me. I'm not being paid for this at all. He wants me to just throw this on some food, right? Give it a spin. I'm going to give this to my Chef Ray at the hotel. I'm going to cook with this. I'm thinking salmon right away, but salmon's too basic. What time is it? We're going to let you go real soon. So we're going to do some meat. I'm going to do some meat. I'm going to use this all by itself because according to this, Chef Antoine has created an aromatic blend of tasty spices, which will fire up your senses with a mouth-watering, full flavor experience. So apparently this has everything in it. Okay, ingredients. Spices, kosher salt, garlic, chili, peppers, including paprika, onion, orange peel, citric acid, and a couple of other things. So shake. Okay, anyways, we're going to cook with this. I'm going to eat it. And if I like it, I'm going to tell you where to get some. All right. Thank you, Chef Antoine. Hey guys, listen, now we're talking. It came out of the bag. We see what it is. We're going to get cooking and make some magic happen. If I have to leave you with the word for this weekend starting Thursday, find one person. It doesn't have to be your spouse. I'm just blessed where I can share with Rhonda pretty much anything. We were just talking about that over dinner tonight. Find one person and say this: I'm not okay. and let God do the rest. We love you. Thank you so much for being with us. We love you on our channel. We do all this for you. We're YouTube partners, pumping our content, making friends, solving problems, living one day at a time. We will see you in the next video. Take care.